Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good morning and salutations from afar, from the far, far, far west.
Salutations from the land of far, far away, the setting for the vast majority of Shrek 2 and subsequent movies.
Oh, it's going to be one of those days.
Nick,
Yes.
hello. I'm Liam S. Smith, your co-host.
Oh, why hello there, Liam. I'm Nick, the other co-host.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
I got hit on the head by a coconut and I have amnesia.
Well, Liam, boy, have I got some good news for you.
Oh, good.
I also have amnesia,
Oh, good.
but not because I was hit by a coconut. I've just had amnesia this entire time.
Oh, you've got a memento disease?
Yeah, I've got the mementos real bad. You know that trend that
Of course,
happened?
Mementos is the fresh maker.
Yeah, that trend with mementos and Diet Coke.
Yeah.
When they come together.
And then you get amnesia.
And then you get amnesia. Yeah, that's what happened to me yesterday.
Alright, we have fun here on JoJo's World, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, where we're so excited about the upcoming Joestar, the Inherited Soul event, where we hope there will be an announcement of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean, the anime adaptation. But more likely, I think, we'll be getting a bad PlayStation 5 game.
Oh.
And we're also so excited about JoJo World. Not the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, but that indoor amusement park we've talked about a couple of times. Nick,
Yes.
last night I was on the JoJo wiki, just looking up events and attractions they've done.
Right. As in, like, general Joestar attractions at the JoJo World.
No,
event.
at unrelated events.
Oh, I see. So
There
just...
have been a good half dozen or so JoJo-themed escape room events.
Okay.
And in one of them, that takes place in Dio's mansion, you can go downstairs and play a little dice rolling game inspired by F Mega, the Kakyoin video game.
F Mega.
Yeah, the one that's a ripoff of F-Zero.
Oh! Yes, I remember
And
that.
all the prizes are Kakyoin themed. I don't know what that means, but that's what it said.
Wait. So, if you win in F Mega, you get the thing? Or if you win the escape room, you get the thing?
Unclear.
Because I'm just thinking, imagine getting through the whole escape room and they go, well done, you get this Kakyoin themed thing.
You get these replica Kakyoin shitty sunglasses.
For our Dio themed escape room.
This is our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, but today we are recapping and discussing episode 12 of Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Well, hold your horses
Is of
there,
course entitled
fam.
something like For Friendship, perhaps.
It is titled that.
Yeah, but I'm holding my horses. They're
need-
straining at the bolt, but I'm holding them tight.
Keep the horses back, firm, but at the ready. Because this isn't going to take long.
This whole line of conversation about horses, we're really just asking for that one guy to dub us over a whole horse again.
By the way, that thing is amazing. That guy is a fucking legend. Look, I have to break something to you.
I'm prepared to be broken.
You have a very good patron.
I have several very good patrons.
This one in particular, for you specifically, is
Nick just dropped his phone.
What's his name? Is, I would say, directed and targeted for you.
Okay.
This patron has given us money, and thank
you.
you very much. And their name is Liam S. Smith's Cuteness. Now, how do you
Well, look,
feel?
I always knew my cuteness would become self-aware one day, but I just expected it to betray me and not support me financially and emotionally.
Expound upon this betrayal,
I
please.
refuse.
Do you feel as though your cuteness would overwhelm and overpower your own whatever else remains?
Oh yeah, well, obviously my identity as an intellectual is the most important thing to me.
This is why we have this podcast, so that you may expound your ideas further into the universe.
Absolutely. I'm infecting you all with my memes, and then one day I'll send you the last episode of JoJo's World will include all of your Manchurian candidate activation codes.
I thought you were going to say you're going to send everyone a small, vial of your blood containing your genes.
Yeah, I'm going to be sending you all my Horcruxes. We don't talk about Harry Potter.
Ugh.
So thank you, my cuteness.
You are a good lad.
Thank you as well to the other person who made those dubs we were talking about, whose name I just looked up on Twitter. It's @Date with beard, and their icon is a picture of the Yakuza character Makoto Date with a beard.
I don't know what I expected, but I'm glad
I asked.
we got him.
Nick,
Yes.
did not think we'd be watching what I'm pretty sure is the climax of the first arc of Revolutionary Girl Utena today.
I mean, neither did I, but when you're in Utena, nothing is expected.
So, a bit of context. One of our listeners, Chris Barnes, let us know that kind enough to let us know that episode 13 of this season, it's mostly a recap episode. So we made the assumption that based on the next time on and the fact that there's a recap episode coming up, that this would be a sort of intermediary episode, which would transition into the finale, which would be after the recap episode. However, we were mistaken, and this appears to be the finale, and then for the denouement of the season, they're just going to run a clip show.
And just be like, you remember these great times we had? You remember that Kiryu guy? What a fuck.
So what we plan to do is do a single episode this week, catch up on our episode note log, and then do the clip show and climax next week. But
Things have changed.
so we'll be doing clip show and I guess start of new arc next week.
Maybe? Depends on... Because we saw new content in that...
Next time on.
So, I don't know. Utena yet again surprises, shocks, and delivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let's talk a bit about Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Do we have to?
I guess.
I'm all for it,
I
though.
don't really want to talk about anime at all, but...
If my hand is going to be forced into this situation, I may as well talk about the one anime worth talking about.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, okay, let's talk a bit about our production notes
Yes.
for The Sunlit Garden.
Episode 4.
Well done.
Yes, okay.
This is, of course, the two-parter in which Mickey is manipulated into getting super into duels by Kiryu sleeping with his sister.
Ah, yes, I remember this very clearly now.
The Sunlit Garden is a song about the world you can never get back. The nostalgic world you can never return to again. Its true meaning will become clear during the climax of the series. I made such a radical departure in the second half of this that you might as well ask yourself, is this the same show? I did it to solidify the positions of Nanami and Anthony's characters. But by the storyboarding stage, Anthy was becoming an even more mysterious girl. Meanwhile, Nanami became more of an entertaining girl. I think he's talking about, like, if you recall, the, like, really hard, like, tonal shift between the first half of that episode, which was all about, like, Mickey's longing, and the second half of that episode, which was Nanami trying to sneak animals into various crevices in their bedroom.
I forgot about that. Okay, so wait, so that was the same episode?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Is that alright? Sure, it's alright. I decided to operate according to the rule, I think we've read this one before. Or maybe I've just read it before. Never give a character only one personality. I didn't want to reject fun on the grounds of I can't get this character to be uniformly consistent.
Yeah.
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 That's us, man.
Shut up. No, I really see what they are doing with that particular line of thought because, like, let's take Saionji, for example.
Yes.
The possessive, abusive boyfriend, and also the weird, sad boy with the exchange journal.
Who sits outside the window ranting in the middle of the night going, I'll have you back. Sorry. I'll have you back. I'll take you for my own. And everyone just sitting there going, all right, okay.
Two traits that should be utterly incongruous, but they've managed to make mesh surprisingly well.
Like a real person.
Sunlit Garden finale, episode 5. Around that time in production, I read an interview with a certain pair of pop idols in a magazine I was thumbing through at the store.
Ooh.
Quote, our motto is, get hold of eternity. It's a brilliantly glittering thing. End quote. I was a little surprised.
Why were you surprised?
Get hold of eternity was such an abstract phrase, and yet for some reason I readily accepted it. It's like the absolute destiny apocalypse, I
And
guess.
it's just, we both would just be like,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, our brains have been broken by 5 years of JoJo's podcasting. We'll accept anything.
Yeah. If you talked to me on the street and said, hey man, Zen absolute number 1 good.
Then you'd be like, I need to kill John F. Kennedy. It was as if from that single phrase, I could indirectly sense the details that shaped their personalities. The look of the place where they grew up, what they saw of current affairs on the TV news, the manga, anime, and popular songs that affected them. Call it empathy between contemporaries, I guess. When I brought it up with Anakido, who was doing the screenplays, he was on board.
It's like, glitter eternity. I'm all about that shit.
Up until that point, we'd spent a lot of time arguing in the abstract about the spirit of the show, but I felt like it was a few words from these pop idols that got us to the heart of the matter.
Imagine being on, like, I don't know.
In a writer's room.
Yeah, for like, what's a big TV
Breaking
network?
Bad.
Yeah, for Breaking Bad, right? And someone is listening to, like, a song. just on some headphones, as these writers in the other room are arguing, top of their lungs, screaming at one another, going, but that's not the point of the show.
We can't do comedy episodes. You can't put the pizza on the roof.
But you don't get it. That breaks the tension of it. And then this guy, here's on like his song, it's like, everything's cool, man. You're just a guy trying to get by. He rips out his earbuds. He runs into the writer's room.
You know that new tone you're looking for? Listen to this.
Everyone stops looking at the man going, what is this, Reg?
And they all say after hearing it, I have to kill John F. Kennedy.
And so Breaking Bad, the ultimate trigger, was born.
At the same time, the process of producing this two-parter set of episodes brought home to me again that Utena is a story about the relationship between characters. When you get right down to it, this series is a story about the relationship between Utena and Anthe. So I decided to apply that same style to the stories of the supporting characters too. From then on, I would be very conscious of Get Hold of Eternity and a story about relationships as key motifs of the show.
Like Friends?
Or something more? Or do you mean like the show Friends?
Why not both?
You know how Chandler really wanted to get hold of the power of Dios?
Yeah.
Could I be challenging you to any more of a duel?
God, it's really depressing that that's just part of our, like... At this point, Friends is what, like 30 years old? Mm-hmm. And it's still somehow relevant, you know?
It's because it's in syndication, baby. It's on TV all the time.
That's true.
We really watch broadcast TV anymore, but that informed our upbringing.
But it's on Netflix as well,
Yeah, but I'm not going to watch it on demand. What do you think, I want to fill my face with Ross?
It's literally like, it's still #1 on Netflix occasionally, which is terrifying to me. Anyway.
Episode 7, Unfulfilled Jury.
My life. Wait, haven't we done this one already?
I don't think so.
Liam, we have high standards on this show, alright? Have we done this shit?
Well, let me just go back and re-listen to the last 4 episodes of JoJo's World in real time into the microphone.
Alright, hold on, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to JoJo's World.
And we're back.
This story came together as a story about relationships. Stop me if you've heard this one. He and she only appear within Jury's memories. The ending in the final script is different than it was in the first draft. The end game is still about getting a better idea of who Jury really is. That didn't change, but the first draft ended on a could it be sort of note. As the script was finalised, I decided to come right and say she was in love with a girl.
Take that, you fucking jags.
Yeah, fuck you, 1997.
1997,
That's the year this came out.
That's the year this came out.
Oh my god, carry the 2. That's balance the credits and debits. And I need to kill John F. Kennedy.
Is this entire episode just, don't worry guys, we're going to kill John F. Kennedy?
Someone has to. Jury's story is a metaphor of unrequited love. If you watch it from that perspective, I think it's an easy one for anybody to understand.
Liam, just on before we drop this whole John F. Kennedy murder thing, right? Can we have as the thumbnail for this episode just be that one shot of The Simpsons when Homer's trying to like kill
Mo,
the Hamburglar guy?
Stop, he's already dead.
Yeah, you do that.
No.
Ah, damn it.
I don't really do individual thumbnails for these episodes. I just do the JoJo's World logo.
Oh, wow.
I put the special episodes on the Podbean posts.
Special
images, rather.
Right, okay, that makes more sense.
If you watch it from that perspective, I think it's an easy one for anybody to understand. Shiori's design referenced the heroine of Miss Chiho Saito's short manga, Himagoto no Natsu. It's about a brother and sister entering a forbidden relationship.
Yep, I want to take back that joke now.
I enjoyed the total mismatch between the heroine's sweet prettiness and the story's bold development.
Ooh.
I think we borrowed her looks because we wanted to hide something behind prettiness, but we have not encountered Shiori as a proper character at all yet. So, more on that in future.
I'm going to forget that name.
Absolutely. So, basically,
not...
Shiori... Okay, you know how we watch... I've gone back... I'm on record about having gone back and watched a few of these duels on YouTube.com.
Yeah.
Well, of course, there are YouTube sidebar recommended videos.
Tut,
which
Liam.
often have related videos of other duels.
You're going to get spoilers
Let me
for a
tell
show
you.
from 1997.
Let me tell you, I have seen some out there future duelists in these thumbnails. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I'm very excited to find out.
Is one of them a car?
Not that I'm aware of, but we can't rule it out. Anyway, so from that, I know that Shiori is the girl that Juri has longing for.
Ah, that's her name. So that was the one we saw in the locket.
With the red string and...
On the guy, just being like, I needed you to think
Yes.
that, yeah, okay. I needed to break you.
Okay.
That was her whole thing. It's like, I needed to break you down so that I could reform you into a more Jury whole or something.
Anyway, and now we're up to the note for this week's episode.
Hey, we skipped a lot.
But we've done them all now. And now we just need to
I
do one a week to stay on track. 2 a week if we do 2 episodes, which we often will. You can't stop me, no matter who you are. The who, the her.
I mean, Liam, I'm going to contradict you and say I can definitely stop you.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I'm just going to be like, I'm sick.
Yep.
Or tired.
Yep.
Boom, son. This is how we do it in JoJo's world. You come at me hard, I come back.
Yeah, the marketplace of ideas. Debate me, coward.
This is JoJo's world. I'm taking it over. We are only going to be talking about I was literally about to say the murder of John F. Kennedy. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Let's keep going. Just take it away
The
from me.
disappearance of Harold Holt.
His name, at some point, wasn't Harold Holt.
What was it?
It was Holt Harold.
You're making this up.
Of course I am.
Okay. For friendship, perhaps, which, by the way, as an episode title, is the most or something more name I've ever heard.
I know.
They may as well just call it friends or lovers.
Friends or polyamorous debate buddies?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good idea for the time that they changed the name of the show to just Friends instead of Friends or Polyamorous Debate Buddies.
With a question mark,
Yeah.
of course.
Friends? Have you seen the latest episode of Friends? I feel like Joey is quite a funny character.
I'm just thinking maybe the orgy scene went a bit far that week. Yeah, but next week's orgy scene is going to be intense.
Was really not prepared for how on this week's Riverdale, how on board all of the main cast were for attending a sex party.
Wouldn't you be on board for attending a sex
Not
party?
really my scene. Okay, this note.
This note.
Okay, so you've got to remember we've reached the point where these notes started to get a bit surreal.
Yeah.
Why did I join that battle, brackets, that game, in the first place? Naturally, I would never forget that. I'm just looking back to see if there's a reference to anything particular in the last note.
Yeah,
No.
I was going to say.
No, there's not. There's no context.
Has he given us any, like, I'm talking about this person?
No.
Okay.
Naturally, I would never forget that. And yet, there's no sense of reality to that memory. Who was I exactly? I'm saying this for your sake. And that's in speech marks. How many times did I hear that as a child? So how many times as a child did people say, I'm saying this for your sake?
Okay.
An adult is not someone who has lived a certain number of years. We call someone who can exercise power an adult.
You know how we've been joking about all these code words for I need to kill John F. Kennedy? This is the shit that you would say.
A prince isn't someone who looks cool, nor of course is a prince a girl who dresses as a boy. Oh.
Oh?
A prince is someone who can exercise power. What is that power for? Who is it for? I stopped seeking to be sought after. That wasn't being true to myself. I want to become someone who can exercise power. I want to become a prince. For friendship, perhaps. This reads like Utena's memoir.
Yeah, I think this is Utena and Wakaba talking, maybe.
I think this is just Utena, like, writing in her diary or something.
But, like, who's
Why did I join-
responding?
I think it's all
diary?
herself.
Oh.
It's all one line of dialogue.
This is weird. This is weird.
So yeah, why did I join that battle, parentheses, that game in the first place? The duel games.
Yeah.
I would never forget that. No sense of reality, blah, blah, blah.
For friendship, perhaps?
For friendship, perhaps.
Or something more!
So,
Oh, you dog, you.
Yugi. Nico, what is a 38-minute review of Jump Force this morning?
Wait, you wrote...
I watched.
Oh, good. Okay, go on.
And it doesn't look like a good game. I'll get
No,
that
it's
out of my
not.
face.
It's-
but
yeah.
I'm very intrigued by the fact that, according to this review, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character Dio Brando appears in the story mode of it for approximately 10 seconds.
Does he ever show up again?
No.
Okay.
He walks into a scene, uses one of the villain's like evil MacGuffin cubes to possess Yami Yuki with dark energy, and then he like smugly teleports away. And it's just never seen again.
What? Is he a playable character, or...?
He is, but I don't think in the story mode.
What? Okay, that's super weird. What?
Dio died on the way to his home planet.
That's So, okay. So how does this relate to Revolutionary
It
Guild?
doesn't. Let's move on.
Here we go. JoJo's world. We're in.
Utena is sad that she lost the duel. And we're picking up where we left off last time with her losing the duel. And,
Which she lost.
yes. And Kiryu's being like, you wanted to be a prince, but you can never be a prince.
Because she lost the duel.
You should just run along and be a normal girl. And then Anthe is like, au revoir.
Loser.
That sort of transitions from Anthe saying, farewell, Miss Tenjo, to Utena Tenjo. Utena Tenjo.
Utena Tenjo.
And it's Ben Stein in Ferris Bueller being like, Bueller, Bueller,
Bueller.
Tenjo.
Tenjo. Tenjo.
Because she's playing hooky and Wakaba is concerned.
By playing hooky, you mean skipping class.
Oh my god. She is sitting on her upper bunk bed with her legs on the ladder, but then her body slumped over the headboard.
Have you never done this
That's
before?
so bad for your back.
You even said, wow, that looks uncomfortable. But I have done that many a time in my life.
I never had a bunk bed.
Neither did I. Okay, that was a lie. I did have a bunk
And she's taped over where Anthe had previously scrawled her her name on the nameplate.
symbolic of Anthe not being in her life anymore.
Oh my god. And Anthe's like, Wakaba is quietly, repeatedly knocking on the door. And he's like, come in. And she's sad.
And Wakaba is very like, why are you skipping class? You must be sick.
She does a little doctor routine, which is like, no fever, looking at your tonsils. My diagnosis, bad babysitting.
You're
Cutting
just
class.
goofing off.
Yeah.
And then Utena continues mournfully looking
And
at
she
the
has
window.
a flashback to Anthe, framed with white roses, bowing respectfully as she and Choo Choo move out of the dorm.
Their bags by their side. Choo Choo has a big handkerchief filled with who knows
One
what.
of those classic Japanese
handkerchiefs.
handkerchief bags.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah,
Big handkerchiefs.
like a hobo bindle.
Yeah, big handkerchiefs.
Oh my god, there's a big cut in your school uniform. How did that happen? Do you want me to repair it?
Utena responds.
No.
Nah.
She spends the whole episode just like looking down mournfully and then the light around her dims.
Truly, she's feeling blue and looking blue.
No, it's okay. I have another uniform.
It's the next day at school.
All the girls are blushing because Utena is wearing the girls' school uniform.
She has the look of someone who has basically been told, you have
3 weeks to live.
Yeah, you have 3 weeks to live. Your bones are basically going to dissolve, and your organs are shutting down piece by piece.
So she's
So
walking.
good luck having a life
Her
anymore.
eyes are narrowed. She's downcast, clearly upset, and all the girls are like, "I think I like her best this way."
You know, I really enjoy this about her.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Wakaba is walking ahead, looking miffed. She's like, "They all seem to like your new look, but I don't."
You fuck. You absolute bastard.
And she says, "Yeah, this is normal," which is a thing I would say if I'm uncomfortable.
Wait, would you?
Yeah, people are like, "Why are you doing that?" But like, that's normal.
Oh, yeah, but she doesn't say it like that. She just says it in like a defeated manner, like, yeah, this is normal.
And then
This is what normal people
there's
do.
this scene now where Anthe shows up, and they choreograph the walking around so that Utena gets to like look shocked over her shoulder and turn at Anthe about 3 times.
So
So they hear her voice from behind.
Anthe is like, hello, Miss Tenjo.
She's got Choo Choo on her shoulder eating a cracker.
And Utena's like,
Good morning.
hi.
Good morning. They all say good morning to each other about 4 times.
Wakaba's just like looking back and forth, going, what's
I feel like
going
there's
on
some
between
tension
these
here.
two? Yep. Anthe dramatically walks past.
Utena has turned around 180 at this point. Anthe walks past, and then while she's leaving, Utena gets to dramatically turn around again. Hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave, Choo Choo.
Choo Choo's still eating the cracker. He's just,
And then she starts
Fixated on
muttering to herself, have to be normal.
I have to be normal.
Real crisis of consciousness here.
Well, yes.
Yes.
It's sort of like, the message I'm getting is, it's cool to be square.
Why is that the message you're getting?
Well, it's just that Utena's doing it, and I'm very
But she's
weak about...
wrong in this episode.
No. She's doing the right thing by herself.
No, she's not.
Give it time.
She's in denial.
Ish, yes, for now, yeah.
Did you entirely misinterpret this episode?
Look, all I remember is I was very tired.
It's student council meeting time. We've gotta crack the world's shell because we're the chick. And if the chick can't escape from the shell, it'll suffocate. And we're the chick.
Wait, are we the chick?
We're the chick.
Shit, get me out of the shell.
Chick.
Get me out of the shell.
The chick.
Liam,
chick.
stop repeating.
Kill John F. Kennedy.
Oh.
So the way they open this meeting, it's clink of the stopwatch, and then Kiryu's just there being like, as you can see, we're engaged. Any questions?
Mickey has his face down, being like, nope, no questions. None whatsoever.
Nope.
And at some point, he covers his ears, just being like, ugh.
He basically like cradles his head in his hands.
He's like, this is the worst.
Jury's there being like, I don't think you won legitimately. I think you used some sort of twisted scheme. You rapscallion.
And Kiryu's like, you don't believe me?
I merely played the part of the noble prince rescuing the princess. And look at this princess I've got here now.
So fuck you, Jury, you piece of shit.
And Jury's like, I don't think we're at the end of the story yet. I'm going to sabotage you later.
This isn't the last scene, bucko.
At this point, Anthe leans forward and is like, hey, should I leave?
And Kiryu's like, no, you stay right where you are. You just stay right there. You stay there. You look pretty. And
you're my bride after all.
Then I think
wide exterior shot of the student council meeting platform for the first time, I think. And we can see that the huge rose iron frame is from the outside, a stained glass window of a rose.
Nice. And it's a big platform.
Yeah, it's like a big Gondor platform.
It's like Minas Tirith.
Yeah.
That's what this whole school is.
Yeah, basically.
Like, this whole school is basically Minas Tirith if it was an educational area.
Minas Tirith University.
Ooh, I'd go there. Actually, I would go there after Aragorn.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Like,
Gondor's nice, but it's next to a kind of dodgy suburb.
Yeah. You know, the whole, like...
Mordor? I don't like to go there after dark.
No, I'm not a big fan. Look, I know people, you know, you're not meant to really say these things, but I think I get it. I don't like Uruk High. Okay, I'm saying it, okay? They give me weird vibes.
Look, I don't mean to be rude. Maybe it's just something about how they were born from dark magic mixing orcs and men in mud pits.
Liam, you can't just... That's really disrespectful to Uruk High, you know that? They can't choose how they were born, okay? But they do the best with their lives they can, alright? Their socioeconomic situation... Man, this episode's been dark.
It's the cafeteria pavilion.
It's 7:50. No, it's midday.
Yeah.
It's lunchtime. That's agreed upon lunchtime.
Wakaba is still irritated that Utena is still sad. It's just not like you.
Why aren't you being not normal? Because your normal isn't
the
this normal.
fact that you're sad is making me mad, she basically says. If you don't tell me why you're sad, I'll never speak to you again.
Utena remains silent.
Yeah, and then Kiryu rocks up and says, well, I heard you were wearing a school uniform, and I thought this I've got to see.
And I think at this point, both of us just went,
fuck this guy.
For God's sake.
Anthe is also there.
And Anthe's in the back going, hello.
And Kiryu just sits down with them and is like, hey, I like that uniform. Do you want to go on a date on Sunday?
Utena remains
without the bride, of course.
Utena is flaccid,
catatonic,
and downtrodden.
And Wakaba is on the other side of the table being like, come on, get him! Get him!
He's the bad guy!
And he's like increasingly getting in her space, like putting his hand on her neck and...
like really leaning in.
He starts with the hover hand, and then he like wraps himself around her in a really uncomfortable way.
And Wakaba is just like, what are you doing, Utena? Stop it! You don't want to go out with this guy.
Don't touch my Utena, she says.
What are you doing? And then he just really, goes in.
She grabs what I can only describe as a glass goblet off the table, full of water, and hucks it. And Anthe is covered in water.
Because Kiryu moved out of the way.
That's what I thought too.
Due to his lightning reflexes.
That's what I thought too. But then she says, I'm sorry, but it's your fault. You were just standing there in a daze.
Well, I think when Kiryu moved, Anthe was just standing there.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. But, also, it was your fault.
Yeah. Utena's this way because you guys had a fight, right? Yeah, it's your fault. Then, out of nowhere, Utena slaps Wakaba right across the mug.
Utena!
A lot of slapping in this show.
You've become everything you swore to destroy.
Like, this is the happiest we see Wakaba all episode.
Now, hang on. I don't know if
She's got this, like, rueful grin, like, oh yeah, gotta rise out of you now. Slap back.
So you can react to things, can't you, you fucking coward?
And then Kiryu's like, you have such nice friends. I'm gonna leave now. Maybe I'll watch you through binoculars on the lawn or something later.
Look, I like looking at people from afar. Goodbye.
Utena gives Anthe her monogrammed handkerchief so that she can dry herself off, and Anthe thanks her.
Wakaba's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Utena says, hey, I want you to stop criticizing me. And Wakaba's like, never!
I will never stop, and I will never stop being me.
Yeah.
And you should stop being this you, because this isn't you.
Back on the student council meeting platform, I guess this is, because Kiryu is the student council president, I guess he can just hang out here whenever he wants.
I guess anyone from the student council can.
I guess. Does he have to do the monologue every time he rides the lift up there?
Well, only his part.
Oh, okay. He says it all. It's a monologue.
Wait, does he say it all?
Yeah. And then at the end, they all say the final line together.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I guess he'd have to, yeah. That's how the lift works.
Yeah, that's what powers the lift.
Yeah.
But he has to, because they can't say the final words together, and which is the signal to open the doors, he has to force them open. It's like, ugh.
Oh, no.
He seems strong. He punched out a kangaroo.
That's true, he did win
And
that
possibly a
boxing fight.
bull in the flashback as a child.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so he's up there with Anthe.
Yeah, he's on the phone. We see that his phone has a big rose sigil on the number pad today. And he's making a date.
Anthe is calmly sitting there, swirling her tea around,
Choo Choo is also there.
eating a cracker. Kiryu is just being the rightest dick.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where even I, somewhat of a dick, is like, what the fuck are you doing?
So he basically tees up his booty call and is like, hey, wait here. I'm going to go take care of some important business.
Just, you just sit tight, sweet cheeks, alright? I'm gonna go off and get some sweet cheeks, if you know what I'm saying.
I hate that.
Yeah, so do I.
She sits there and she imagines that Utena is sitting opposite her
At the
the
table.
table and like has no emotional reaction to it, but she does imagine it.
Yeah, as if to be like, I wish I wasn't here.
Meanwhile, Wakaba is on the school roof.
Is this the roof?
Yeah, you can tell because it's got the big anti-suicide fence.
But like, I
But
thought...
none of the other high areas in the school do.
Well, I was thinking this was just some area of the school.
I think
where
this
they
is
have...
the roof.
I thought it was like a sporting area. I don't know. This school is an abstract nightmare.
Yeah. This school is probably not wheelchair accessible. Right?
I mean,
there's a lot of lifts.
but there are a lot of
Secret
stairs.
dueling arena is wheelchair accessible.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure there's a lift.
I don't know if there is a lift. I think it's just the spiral staircase. I don't know. Although you could get the you know that like thing that
a stair lift?
Yeah, grandmothers and old people
You
use.
get dizzy though.
You're just sitting on this ride.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We have fun.
Yep. So Utena approaches poor Wakaba, who's just standing there, and is like, "Look, I'm sorry."
You can't just apologize for being sad.
And then we get a quick time lapse where like the sun shines across some of the
They
school.
they move to in front of a huge rose mural that we've never seen before.
And Utena and Wakaba just start talking about all their problems.
Yeah, student council president upset you, didn't he? No, the truth is that I just don't understand things. Like, why aren't you wearing that uniform? But the uniform is normal. No, quote, not being normal is normal for you. This sort of normal isn't your sort of normal.
And Utena has some flashbacks
Yep.
of Anthe leaving.
Torn
and then-
uniform. I hate what you've become. Something was stolen from you and made you a coward. You should go get it back. And Utena's like, oh, lots of flashbacks of Anthe, like romantic styles, dancing at the ball, looking deep into her eyes. Yeah, take it back. Yeah, I should take it back.
Take it back!
Normal for you means being cool.
That's basically the crux of this episode.
That's basically the crux of JoJo'sWorld.com. Which is not our website.
Normal. Oh. Normal for us is being cool. God damn it. Utena looks up and is like, yeah.
Yeah, she's just super cool again. She's like, forgive me, Wakaba. I was misguided.
All her hair is shiny again.
Yeah. Did it hurt when I slapped you in the dining hall?
And Wakaba's like,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, of course it hurt.
You're totally right. This isn't normal for me. Kisses her on the forehead, but it's a wide shot, so it's ambiguous.
Yeah, it's a gentle nose press.
It's really not. It's a
But-
forehead kiss.
Don't let the legislators know that, alright? It's just a nice little boop.
I'm gonna go take back who I was. Walks to the greenhouse, the rose garden. But Anthe is gardening and Kiryu is just making out with someone.
Like a fucking douche lord.
What a cad.
What an absolute gadorbus.
He senses her strutting up and the girl goes running away.
And Kiryu's like, well, my number one side hoe. How are you doing there?
I'm even willing to upgrade you to my main hoe, but Nanami might not like that. She's like, I want to see you. Oh yeah? Sunday? Nah, right now. Dueling arena. And he's like,
Fight me, coward.
what? I did not see this coming. I thought I had crushed your spirit.
I thought I'd made you my, my side hoe. This isn't how this works.
Time
no.
for shadow puppets.
Now, the shadow puppets confused us.
Okay, Shadow Puppets basically just recapped the theme of the episode, as they always do, being like, the pressure to be normal and fit into society's expectations of you, have a normal life. But we don't want to do that, so let's go. And then they get away, then the silhouette of a flying saucer comes down, and we see an actual flying saucer flying away in the sky.
Yeah.
Which is incongruous, because merely two or three episodes ago, we heard them talking about whether or not UFOs existed.
Yep. And now the dream has come true.
Yep.
There you go. It's canonical.
Utena's approaching the dueling forest, and she's got a sword in her hand, and I was like, hey, where'd you get that sword from? And then they immediately flash back to, like, shadowy Jury being like, use this sword to kill him.
This is the last scene. Fuck him up.
Yeah. Good old Jury.
And Jury, you know what? Good moral compass.
You know,
Most of the time.
Jury, she's doing her own thing, but she doesn't have preconceived hatred for Utena. They come into conflict sometimes, but
Yeah. She knows what she's about.
you gotta respect that.
So does Kiryu, but Kiryu knows what he's about in the wrong thing.
Different stair climbing sequence this time. I thought Utena took the lift, but you seem to think she climbed the stairs and we just didn't see it directly.
These gates open and then they always take the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how this works. You always have to take the stairs.
Kiryu's waiting for her up there, and he's like, why do you want to duel me again? And she's like, for self-actualization.
Alright, but why?
Well, time to pull this sword out of this girl now.
So he does.
Yep, he does the whole grant me the power to bring the world revolution thing.
And now he has a sword.
The bells.
It's time to duel!
Now what's interesting is Utena's like, alright, fight me. And Kiryu just goes, well, this is such a lovely sword.
First, I've got to apply some buffs.
So he basically says, did you know the sword can be used like this? Hey, Anthe.
So he says, Rose Bride, abandon your body and protect the sword. And she's like, all right.
And for a brief moment, I thought she was going to swallow the
I
sword.
don't know why you would think that.
Because she went down and then she was like
So she
pressing
goes
it to
down.
her lips.
She kisses the sword. And then
Utena like looks away being like, oh no, Anthe.
glows with Rose Bride energy, which flows up to the sword and turns it into like a magical sword.
Laser sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Utena's like,
And
wait.
Kiryu's like, it's so beautiful. The power of the Rose Bride of Dios. And then he does like one slash, and Utena is buffeted by wind, and like a whole wall of the arena is destroyed. Even though the arena doesn't really have walls.
It has walls. It has walls
What are you doing?
everywhere.
It's an open air arena, Nick.
No, in the back they're all. That's why in the last episodes they get hit against the walls.
I guess there's little like parapets.
Yeah, there are walls.
You can't defeat my special magical sword. And she's like, well, I'll try.
So she does. She goes for it.
Is this our first insight into the internal monologue of Anthe Himamea?
In any serious part, maybe.
I think it is, because she's standing there watching and she's like, she can't defeat Master Toga. I pity her. I wonder if he will end it quickly. And then, like, she's dodging his sword strikes and, like, her girl's uniform is getting cut up.
Like a lot.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's much puffier than her usual dueling clothing, right?
Is it?
She's got those big puffy sleeves.
But her normal stuff has the big pauldrons.
Yeah, but that's armored.
I guess. I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is much more free flowing. I'll give you that.
Do you understand my sword's power? Ha ha ha. The power within the Rosebright. He's just power tripping. You fancied yourself her prince without... It's like the full mask off, you know? Like the villain has fully unveiled himself. And the lyrics of the song that's kicking in are buck wild. No one has anything to say. There's nothing to be said about anything except in the enclosed darkness
of-
called yesterday. Except in the momentary
I remember Total Eternity
flash
coming
of
up.
light called now. Except in the darkness, awaiting the light of tomorrow in the theatre.
I swear there was something about Total
Yeah,
Eternity.
I'm not going to do the whole song, but I wouldn't be
There's
surprised.
so much. There's so much in the song.
The top half of Utena's sword gets smashed off pretty quickly because this is a super strong sword that can cut other swords.
It's a laser sword.
So much like it sort of mirrors her first duel with Sayonji, where she was cut down to that last like nub of the wooden sword, and she's using her stub of sword to block the magic sword, and is like being forced down to her knees. And she's like, "I gotta do this." And Anthe in her mind is like, "There's something strange about Utena. Why does she fight? She could die."
With that exact intonation.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And Utena's yelling, like, I'm taking her back. And Kiryu's like, you're pathetic. I'm going to kill you now. Not kill you, but...
You know, murder.
I'm going to defeat you in this non-lethal duel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through death.
But then Anthe is watching and she's like, wait a minute. I've seen this before. This is like that other time. Brief flash of...
The prince guy that came from the floating castle.
And then
The spirit man.
the power of the magic leaves the sword, which is like already cut halfway through the stub of Utena's sword.
And Kiryu, looking shocked, is like, wait, what the fuck?
Where'd my magical powers go?
But that was the crux of my power.
And they charge at each other, charge past her big red and white silhouettes of light.
This is the most, like, you know how
I'm pretty sure they did a shot just like this in the Sayonji
Yeah.
duel.
You know how I was saying, like, this is like the parody of anime shot?
Yeah.
Where it's like all of this stuff where it's like flashing on the screen, like dramatic monologues, super fight things. It's like, that's what you want from your anime. That's what you fucking want. Oh.
Oh, dance! 3 of the 7 wonders that you long for carried here on the Galactic Railroad.
Yeah.
You know, song lyrics.
I have to kill John F. Kennedy.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Kiryu's rose is cut away and his face is all scratched up for some reason.
Now here's the thing. His face looks like he has just been crushed on a spiritual level.
It looks like she, like, knocked him down and then rubbed his face in the dirt.
And he's just like,
How could I lose? And Utena's like, I'm Utena. I've self-actualized. Anthe, you're coming with me, babe.
and Anthe looks remarkably pleased.
Yeah. Utena's walking home. She's got her... help me. Help me.
That her antenna?
No, she's got her hand backpack. What's it called?
Her handbag? Her satchel?
Briefcase. She's got her
Her briefcase.
Got her briefcase.
What was it? Okay, your gesture.
I'm doing the way she holds her bag over her
but
shoulder.
then why did you move the hand up?
I was taking it up and down to indicate that you should be paying attention to this motion.
But this just looked like you were rubbing an antenna
Well,
up
that's
and
not
down.
what I was doing at all.
Oh, dear.
She's got her hand backpack over her shoulder, and her uniform's all still cut up. And then, just like when she first obtained the Rose Bride,
Rosebridium, yep.
Anthe shows up, comes out from behind some pillar, and is like, "Hello, I am the Rose Bride. We're engaged." Choo-Choo's also there
With his handkerchief.
Yep. And Utena's like, "Don't worry about that. Let's go home."
And Anthe looks pretty pleased.
Yeah, they all look happy. Utena does this really awkward smile.
She's like, I'm just glad. I'm just glad I'm not dead.
And the music is still playing. Choo-Choo is still eating a lot of biscuits. And that's the end of the episode.
Inside the handkerchief was more crackers. Who would have seen it coming?
Not me.
Impressive.
So, Nick.
Yes.
Highlights and lowlights for this episode.
My God, there's so many.
Good episode.
Good ep. Very good ep. I want to say my highlight is the discussion between Utena and Wakaba.
Which one?
You know how the one where it's like, you can't just say sorry and make it go away.
The breakthrough one.
The breakthrough one.
Yeah.
Like that whole bit I was like, yeah.
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 Get her, Wakaba.
Yeah, fucking go for it.
Well, Wakaba, I'm surprised how relevant you've remained in this show.
Yeah, good introspective dialogue through friendship.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Like that was a good bit where I was like, yeah.
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 Yeah. Why, what's your highlight?
I liked the laser sword.
It's like, Nick, I like the emotional attachment between a long-time friend.
No, genuinely, I thought the duel was really good, and I feel like it was interesting to get some insight into Anthe's inner life for, I'm pretty sure, the first time.
You really like the laser sword. And that's the main thing. Although, to be fair, as soon as we saw that, both of us were like, what the fuck? You
can
like,
just do this?
You know, I think it's like a video of like a football club in America, like at school, like a football in school club, but they're all really into Dragon Ball Z, and there's like they're watching it.
Video.
They're watching like some Dragon Ball Z, and they're like, "Oh shit, my man, he's coming for it!" And they're all like big, huge football bros, right? And they're all watching it. They're like, "Oh my boy, it's coming for him!" And they're like, "Yeah, here we go." And then like one of the characters goes, "You think this is all I can muster?" And all of them just go, No, we can't. And like, he's like, ah! And they're like, no! And they're just freaking out about it. This is the duel where you're like, wait, no, the sword, no, he's not gonna do it. And you just like, all of you just run around the room going, he did it! He fucking did it! My boy Kiryu's going fucking crazy! Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah. Lowlights.
No, not yet. I was just going to say same energy in that story as that one clip of all those bros watching Anakin confront Obi-Wan on Mustafar.
Oh, yes.
You'll know the one.
Oh, so good. So good.
And also, since you brought up football, I just want to issue a correction for something we discussed earlier in the Utena series of podcasts.
We got something wrong?
We misunderstood each other.
Oh.
We were doing one of our irregular riffs on who would you cast as live-action JoJo's, and I was talking about Vinnie Jones.
Yep.
And I referred to him as a footballer, and I realized only in the edit that when I said footballer, you thought I was talking about American football, when I was in fact talking about soccer. English soccer.
Well.
So when I described him as a violent footballer, it's in the context of
Soccer?
soccer is a very violent sport.
Well, I mean, the fans are, but is the sport
Absolutely, yeah. Like, especially when he was playing, like, breaking each other's legs.
Yeah, but nowadays it's such fame.
Yeah, but this wasn't nowadays.
Oh,
this was then-a-days.
Oh, this was way back when?
Yeah.
When you could
Hard
literally...
English soccer.
Oh, I see. This was back when you're like, just kick a man's shin and get it over with.
Yeah, lowlights.
Lowlights. Probably Kiryu making out with a girl that he just
some rando.
Just the whole everything
We
with
do
Kiryu.
know he's a playboy.
We do, but at the same time, like, bro, just...
I really wanted to see Nanami's reaction to Kiryu having the Rose Bride. That would have been good content.
That would have been good. Or just being there as he's making up this girl, being like, man, fuck you, bro.
I'd also like to see a future episode where Nanami wins a duel and then is saddled with the Rose Bride she doesn't want.
And then it's like, Utena, take her from
That'd
me.
be a
It's
good comedy episode. They could start it in media res with her winning the duel.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then just go from there.
Utena being like, no.
Yeah.
In that, like, comedic kind of, like, overly dramatic framing that we
Yeah.
had in that one Nanami bit with the animals, where it's like, I thought I knew you. No, I didn't. And it's, like, super judgmental. That kind of, like, vibe would be
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely.
Yeah.
My low light. There's so much good stuff in this episode.
So much good, bad stuff.
I think my low light is Kiryu getting way too handsy at the lunch table.
Oh, you were very
It
uncomfortable
was
watching that.
so smug. Like it's what they're going for, so it's working. But it's,
And just the level of like, oh, I see you're looking down.
oh, I see you're being feminine now. Would you like to eat out on Sunday?
Wink, wink. That's a euphemism for date.
Ah.
And more.
So, Nick,
Yeah.
what do we think will happen next time on Revolutionary Girl Utena? Let's say 2 questions here, both in the direct next episode, which we think is largely a clip
It's probably
show,
going to be a clip show.
and then, which is of course entitled
The clip show tenor.
Top 10 Utena Moments that made you say, what the fuck?
Do you remember the time we did this, Utena? I do. That's a number 9 ranking.
Entitled Tracing a Path.
Oh, because we're going back and looking at...
And then as well, in the subsequent arc,
Yes.
which kicks off with the episode entitled The Boys of the Black Rose.
The Black Rose?
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. All right, okay. Okay, well, okay. Okay, yes.
Here we go.
Ooh, yes, okay. Now I've got some ideas.
So, next time first.
Next time, episode
So
13.
I think it's going to be denouement.
What is denouement?
That is like the settling of the dust after the climax. It's downward motion and it's wrapping things up.
It's where we say, we're done, now you are.
Because in a theoretical world, or... Yeah, what's up?
In a purely mathematical sense.
So, theoretically, I haven't looked into whether this is the case, but I would imagine when they were wrapping up the scripts for these episodes, they wouldn't have known if they would be getting more episodes. So, theoretically,
Yeah.
we'll be seeing an ending.
An ending and...
Or something that could be an ending.
Yes, okay. Well, I reckon there must be new content interwoven
Well,
in.
we saw in the next time on that where... and should we stop watching these next time ons? Are they setting us on too straight a path?
No, because we still come up with some outlandish
Okay.
theories. Unless the viewers have a strong opinion.
We saw what appeared to be the prince and another guy having an enigmatic conversation. We saw a lot of stained glass windows that seem to represent the individual duelists.
We saw a big orb.
I didn't, but
Or
okay.
a big item that was circular in
Love
nature.
to have a big item.
And the prince sitting or someone sitting atop in very regal looking clothing.
So I think it's going to be Anthe and Utena like being happy in their lives, self-actualized together. and like
At high school.
she'll have a conversation that recognizes how her relationships have evolved with each of the other main characters. So maybe Sayonji will come back, but I doubt it. They'll say that for next season.
Yeah, Sayonji will still be in the background going, I'll get her back one day.
And it'll be like, thanks, Juri, for giving me that sword. And Juri will be like, don't make the mistake of thinking that we're friends now. And Mickey will be like, hey, I'm also here.
I have a stopwatch.
Yeah. And Kiryu will be like, I'll get you back, Utena. And Nanami will be like, I'll kill you, Utena.
I wonder. I mean, the clip show feels like new content will be interspersed. So I reckon it must just be Anthe and Utena doing things around like a school day,
Yeah.
right? They're walking around the school. They'll see people. We get a nice
Oh,
reminder.
there's Mickey. Remember when we had that two-parter
Yeah.
drama?
Quick flashback. Quick little bit of, that stuff.
Yep.
And once we get that, it'll come back and be like, I do remember that. Yeah. And then Nanami will obviously be like, fuck you. And then
Fair
walk
enough.
on.
And then it'll end on a nice, like, life goes on note.
Yeah, with Choo Choo.
Yeah, Choo-Choo.
Yeah, Choo Choo will be there. Because everyone will be asking where Choo Choo
Yeah.
was the whole
and
episode.
it's, oh, we found him.
Oh, he's right there.
So what's the deal with the Boys of the Black Rose? Now, I believe as well the name of the next arc is something like the Black Rose Saga.
Well, that gives it away.
So who are the Boys of the Black Rose?
Are they exchange students?
Is this a secret society within the school? Some sort of like Skull and Bones style fraternity.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So we've had student council.
Yeah. So
Wait,
now-
was this arc the student council
Yeah.
arc? So then the Boys of the Black Rose.
I reckon that Kiryu is going to be one of the Boys of the Black Rose.
Okay, all right.
But I reckon there'll be some lead boys, and he may or may not be them. And they will be like, haha, we want the Rose Bride for our own Black Rose ends. Let's manipulate all the duelists into dueling each other so they tire themselves out. Or let's initiate them all one by one into the Black Rose Society so that they can obtain the Rose Bride for the Boys of the Black Rose, which is us.
No. Okay, so what if, right? What if the Boys of the Black Rose are from a rival school, but they've been contacted by the end of the world to come in and take the power of Dios from this school, whoever the end of the world is?
I was going to ask you why, but that character or organization, End of the World, is so ambiguously defined that they
enigmatic
could
and-
come up with anything for them.
Exactly. It's like, why would they do it? It's like, well, I just wanted to see if they could do
I
it.
just wanted to see what would happen. I'm bored up in my upside down sky castle.
It could be a simple matter of okay, so this school might have the red rose, and then their school has the black rose, and maybe there's
they
more...
have like the Black Rose Bride.
Yeah, so maybe they have their own Rose Bride. They go, oh, well, actually, we need more Rose Brides.
Yeah, we need more Rose Bride power because ours is stuck in a big crystal rose coffin and her life force is
Yeah.
fading. We need to feed other Rose Brides
But
into it.
this contravenes the rules of the game. It's like, yeah, well,
Tell that to the magical sky castle.
Tell that to the magic furnace.
Hello.
It's me, the Rose Bride.
Oh, I was going to say the magic furnace.
Magic. Well, I mean, obviously,
Like a Jim Henson Muppet furnace.
it's like everything else is still hand drawn, and then there's just photos of this
Yeah,
Muppet walking
absolutely.
along. Oh man! But I reckon it's probably. I think it's more likely to be a rival school, because why wouldn't they have? Well, I mean, obviously they wouldn't have foreshadowed it in this arc, but like, why would they have a secret society of? I mean, saying it just completely destroys my counter argument here. But why would they have a secret society called Thing of the Black Rose? Like why? Why would they have
I mean,
that?
why
at the
is there
school?
a secret society at like Yale or whatever called Skull and Bones, you know?
Because it is cool. It does have a cool name.
And the Boys of the Black Rose will crucially bring Sayonji back as one of the Boys of the Black Rose.
Oh, surely not, though. Surely not. I don't think Sayonji's going to come back. What if he does? So it's going to be a whole new...
When will Kiryu get his comeuppance for burning the exchange diary?
When will we get Kiryu being... I was going to say emancipated, but more like just
Unmancipated.
unmancipated.
Unpantsipated.
Ooh, when are we going to get people getting pantsed? Ooh, that'll be a good app.
Or as Australians call it, say it with me, Nick,
I don't know what you're about to say.
dacked.
That's what we call it?
Yeah, you never heard that?
No,
I guess you did go to school in your adolescent years in America.
I did. I learned...
Nothing. Good day, sir.
Actually, yeah, pretty much I learned nothing because we went over the metric system. So...
Something
That
you
was
were
it.
acutely familiar with.
Yeah, one thing where everyone was like, what is a meter? And I was immediately like,
It's the most sensible
it's literally,
method of measuring distance.
it's how far light travels in this quantity of time. And we know that. So, I don't know what to tell you.
My car gets 12 rods to the hog's head, and that's the way I like it.
You would have no idea how many people would be like, I sit in my car and I read the numbers on the dial. I've been reading them numbers since I was 8 years old. You think I'm gonna change my numbers? And it's like, it's the numbers are the same. It's just that it's the measurement that's different. Like, well, the measurement don't work, son. All right, if it did work, we'd already be doing it. Be like, okay.
Anyway,
can I just
let's,
whisper some words into your ear so that you can kill John F. Kennedy for?
I think that's a good point as any to wrap it up.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
If you feel like helping us out, you can tip jar us on patreon.com/JoJo's World.
Theme music is The Rose Vibe by Milk Juice.
That's me.
Good vibe. My friend Bradley likes it.
Ah, yes. Bradley.
Real mature, Bradley.
Real fucking bride, Bradley.
The Rose Bradley.
The Rose Bradley.
Anyway, this is JoJo's World. I'm Liam S. Smith reporting for JoJo's World.
And I'm Nick Ballantyne reporting for the Black Rose Club.
And I'll get you next time, Gadget.
And until next time,
To be
continued.
continued.